Let's get started!
Man, this 2024 New Year celebration's way messier than last year's. There's props all over the place and even the subtitles are placed wrong. Let me go fix this up real quick. Note to self. Never bring camels at New Year parties. Hey little person, can you get rid of these PNG images on the table?
Whoa!
Deadline, that grilled cheese sandwich has been sitting there for over a week. I'm pretty sure that's rotten already.
It doesn't seem so to me.
Nah, never mind, let's begin the first rant of the year. Okay, here we go. MHA chapter 411. It's the continuation of the Handyman battle. This time with 50% extra glazing and advertising. Also in this chapter, Handyman's two neurons finally connected with each other and he finally realized he has tons of other quirks he can use in this final battle. It only took him one whole damn year. Good thing he didn't take 2 years, but still.
Took you long enough.
Anyways. Do take note that this video will not be a full recap. We are just gonna be ranting about things that don't make sense. But before we start, let me say a little something. So in the previous chapter, 410. So while I was looking real close and being absolutely amazed with the level of detail on Atomic Wedge's hero outfit, I just kinda noticed something. Something very disturbing. His outfit on this panel has no belt hole on the front side. But later on the next page, there's now a hole.
Oh my god. Holes! Holes!
Okay, that's pretty much all I want to say. Now let's go dive in straight to the main chapter rant. Here we go. So about chapter 411. I gotta say, a whole lot of people like this chapter. They're all very glad that Handyman is now truly back on the front screen and already kicking some serious ass and doing all kinds of villainous crap. All in all, they're having a good time and having a great start at 2024. And then there's me. Reading this chapter, I couldn't help but just facepalm, my roll facepalm yet again, scratch my head and wonder what in the ever-living is Handyman even doing at this point? Seriously, is this clown just going to keep being a gigantic screw up and ridiculously pathetic against the heroes? I mean, come on. Just check this out. So over here we have Handyman preparing a massive attack against the Green Jesus, who then for some reason responded by immediately weakening his black chain into the standard kitchen knife cuttable black wick, and using that as a shield. But of course, since it's Handyman, he just can't break through it. But anyways, my main point here is that Handyman still managed to push his enemy several hundred kilometers away from him. And this is where the real clown f***ery truly begins. Okay. So now that the Green Jesus is flung off far onto Mount Fuji, you'd think there would now be a whole bunch of Handyman scenes where he began proving once and for all how he's not a redeemable human anymore by slaughtering all the defenseless heroes around him before planting his hands on the ground and unleashing hell, right? After all, Handyman's been blabbering about killing heroes and destroying everything since the start of 2023. So it's only logical for him to finally do those things now that he has a golden opportunity to do so, right? No. Handyman literally just straight up left and went to Mount Fuji as well. No killing heroes, no planting hands and destruction, no nothing. Hell, he didn't even decay his way here. He literally just flew, and only when he landed down he started the rumbling. But perhaps the silliest part of all this is how the Green Jesus didn't even worry about his buddies at all. As if he himself knew that Handyman is just nothing but a colossal dumbass who can't kill heroes anyway, no matter how much he's always blabbering about it. Anyways, the clown f***ery just doesn't stop here. Let's continue on. Okay, so now we have Handyman here at Mount Fuji. Now, considering the fact that he literally followed the Green Jesus here, not to mention his multiple taunts even including the one from the previous chapter, you'd think the next scenes would be about Handyman going in and continuing the smackdown. After all, it's only the most obvious thing, right? No. Handyman just suddenly switched his goals to just decaying Mount Fuji first to make it erupt instead. Yeah. There's no fight scene of him exploiting his enemy's lack of danger sense. In fact, he pretty much just stood there and danced. You know. This is pretty much Handyman's second opportunity to try and kill some heroes. And he just straight up screwed it up again. because apparently messing around with Mount Fuji is now suddenly far more important. And speaking of Mount Fuji, so yeah, it's suddenly plot important now because of its impending eruption. But even then, what the hell's the eruption even going to do anyways? I mean, so what if some lava actually got unleashed, if there's pretty much no one around who will even be affected by it? There are no nearby evacuation centers or anything, and sure as hell there are also no half-dead heroes to threaten either. There's just nothing but abandoned buildings. And also, now that I think of it, why the f is this idiot even bothering with volcanic eruptions in the first place if super decay is already far more powerful than anything Mount Fuji could ever do? Plus, didn't Handaman in the previous chapter already thought of a decay technique to allow him to delete large chunks out of prefectures in the blink of an eye? So why not just do that instead of whatever the f is this volcanic bullshit supposed to be? Seriously, what the f is Handaman even doing in this chapter? He's straight up all over the place like explosive diarrhea. He's doing everything all at once and then fumbling over the most basic things and just flat out refusing to stick in one goddamn lane like a f***ing toad with dementia. And then there's also the 2 hero killing opportunities he had in which he somehow managed to f up both times. Man, Handaman is really just clowning around big time in this chapter. It's all just failure after failure after failure. Hell, even this quirk stealing flashback scene could also be technically somewhat counted as one of Handaman's f-ups in this chapter. I mean, how in the hell did this gigantic ghostly hand grab down at a teeny tiny little platform and only got one vestige? Yeah, I'm definitely counting this as a Handaman fail. Anyways, so that's pretty much all I have to say about Handaman in this chapter. And now, before I end this silly little rant, I'd like to talk about one more thing. And no, it's not gonna be about the impending talk no jutsu, there's time for that in the later chapter rants. For now, I'm gonna be ranting on some other thing. These f***ing vestiges. I just gotta say that holy these f***ing vestiges just won't f***ing shut up in this chapter. Every single one of their f***ing scenes here are them just non-stop glazing and advertising and blabbering about how Handaman is blah 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 destruction incarnate blah 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 yada yada yada. What the f***, Handaman hasn't even done anything serious yet. He hasn't killed anyone either and even straight up left the heroes alone. The guy's literally just starting after being easily restrained for an entire f***ing year. What the hell, just f***ing tone down the f***ing glazing holy f***ing f***. Look. While yeah, I know Handaman is a complete trash tier villain that's completely reliant on glazing to look threatening because he'll never be able to kill anyone. But can't the creator just make him do something first before the glazing starts? Holy f***, it's only the start of 2024 and everything here already smells like donuts. Anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say. Rant over. Okay, I'm done. So what do you think?
Whoa!
Deadline, what the hell?
I need to
I told you that grilled cheese is rotten already. Plus it's made by the camels. That alone should be enough for you to know it's garbage.
Be clever, comrade. Let me in peace.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, seriously. What's going on?
I'm going to blast all this stored up within me right now.
Okay, time to end this video. Hey Deadline, do you really need to loudly announce you're about to unleash hell upon the Super Bowl?
I'm the creator of one world. I do what I want.